Welcome to the Fresh Squeeze Podcast.
You know, yeah, I really appreciated what you did with your finger the other day. That was amazing. I'll tell you what. Hey, listen, Grandma, I'm about to do a podcast. I'll talk at you later, okay? Love you. All right, so welcome to the Fresh Squeeze Podcast. My name is Thor Buttocks. Now, we've got a great episode for you today. Jason, why don't you go ahead and tell the people out there what we're going to be doing, and after that, I'm going to do a little something different.
Okay. Well, I just kind of noticed that, do you have the doc open?
I sure do.
Yeah, I just kind of noticed that you guys must not have got the memo.
Memo?
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing a suit jacket here.
I'm actually, I don't see that, no. I can't see your hair is in the way of it, and your camera is a little close to your face.
I just got the old suit jacket here, little collar.
Well,
collar.
flowing that.
Your flowing locks are too long for your suit.
Well, the partners requested we all show up wearing business attire, so
Oh. No, I'm not okay with that.
You're not okay with that?
Not even slightly. No.
I mean, that's your just your definition of business attire. This is my definition of business attire.
Hey, you guys can do you, all right? I'm just saying we got the sweet sponsorship by the partners, and we got to make a good impression.
We can do that.
I mean, sure, but you can do an even better job just kind of, dressing up a little bit, looking the part.
Well, my business is my business, and so thus this is business attire.
There you go. Well, that being said, we need to talk about our sponsors for the show.
Okay.
So what do you got for us, Mike?
Well, for today's show, we are sponsored the Eskimo Mafia. Did I read that right?
Well, I mean,
is that the Eskimo Mafia?
Eskimo Mafia is pretty much exactly what you would think it is. So it's semi-secret, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's that secret. They're bootlegging fishery profits, so for protection.
Anyway, it's kind of weird. I get that, but you can contact them via their Snapchat handle, Eskimo Mafia 6969 Giggity, and just send them money. They didn't really give us any incentive to share with you of why you would want to send them money. But hey, if they're willing to sponsor our episode, regardless, I guess the partners have got something going on we don't know about.
It is a little strange. I will give you that.
Sure.
Are we involved? Are we officially involved in money laundering now, or is that...
I mean,
I guess.
Should I not bring that up during stream, or?
I would. I'm not even gonna question it. But I was told that the female members of the Eskimo tribes are psychics.
Really?
Yeah.
Psychics, you say?
Yes, they have a woman's intuition.
Wow.
There's a viewer in chat. Their name is totally not the FBI, so we should be fine.
Oh, well, all right. So long as they are not the FBI, we'll call it good.
Yeah, for sure. But for the first part of our episode this week, we're going to be getting to some current events.
Sounded like a plan to me.
For sure.
Yeah. But before we do that, I'm going to do a little something that I saw on TikTok. It's a trend. Not a challenge, because, I mean, the challenges out there nowadays aren't really challenges. They're just, hey, go be a dumbass. But this is something that is probably not harmful at all. I'm going to take this cup, this gray cup, cost 85 cents at Walmart.
Are there two girls in that room?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to fill it halfway full of root beer. and halfway full of apple juice. I am told that the mixture is evidently fucking amazing. So, live on stream today, I'm going to set the record straight. Root beer.
Harmless challenge turns out to kill him.
He's got to get
Yeah,
that
like-
tall pour going on.
At the end of the stream, everything will cut to black on my camera, and you'll hear a loud organ chord. Dun.
Have you? Speaking of TikTok challenges, have you seen that TikTok challenge where people are literally like taking guns and like squeezing the trigger as much as they can without it firing, while pointing it at their junk?
That doesn't surprise me. That's something that would be on TikTok.
That was a literal TikTok trend for a while, and there's even some like videos where that's gone horribly wrong. But
Oh, I'm sure.
That's something that I wouldn't recommend, but hey.
No, definitely not. Anyway, apple juice a coming. You. Okay. Apple juice and root beer.
Do it. Let's giving her a try.
Smells nice. Tastes like apple cider. That's delicious.
What?
Yeah.
Dang.
Tastes like just straight apple cider.
Well, there you have it.
Oh, that's tasty. I'm gonna have to try to remember that. Ooh, that was good.
A little bit of the.
It's only two ingredients, so it should be easy to remember.
No, all I need is grape juice and cream soda. Fuck.
You don't have grape juice and cream soda?
No,
Although grape juice and cream soda sounds like it could be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to try that next time. Anyway.
So yeah, like I said, we're going to be checking out some current events.
Yeah. We're going to be discussing current events. I heard that the rumored PS5 price increase will officially confirmed for most countries.
That
inflation
it is.
you just watched it happen.
That it is. I think you're right, Mike, and a lot of people are upset about it. We're going to read from this Forbes article, and then we can discuss.
Sure.
So the price changes are effective immediately in most key markets. They apply to the UK, Canada, Europe, Japan, China, Australia, and Mexico. I totally was about to biff Australia, and then I just rolled with it. Anyway.
You know who's probably actually happy to hear about this, though?
Who's that?
Scalpers.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough. That's a good point there, Schloobs. So,
I mean, I would have thought that scalping had died out in like the 1800s.
Supposedly it's still going on with the councils.
I mean, sure, but I mean, cutting somebody's scalp off just does not sound like a fun experience for anybody.
Well, luckily for us, if you even wanted to buy a PlayStation, there's no price increase for the United States.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's just only in the countries that I listed there.
That's kind of the opposite of what I would have expected.
Yeah. A little bit weird.
Aren't they already more expensive in those locations, though, because of the euro being weaker than the dollar and stuff?
I think, I mean, well, by default, yes, I would think so, but
like in the UK, when they go to buy a PlayStation game, like we pay $60, but for them it's like almost $80 because they're still paying $60 US rather than because it's 60 euros there and ends up being like $70 or $80.
I am complete idiocy when it comes to exchange rates and how they work.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it works in the same way that it works in that movie Euro Trip, where they give a person a nickel and he punches his boss and says, "I'm going to start my own hotel."
That was pretty funny, though.
I mean, that whole movie was hilarious. Some of the jokes really don't stand the test of time, but on the same token, it was one of the better movies of the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Folks in the UK will have to pay an extra 6% or so for a PlayStation 5. In Europe, the price increase is around 10%. Meanwhile, in Japan, where the increase will be effective as of September 15th, the PS price is going up by a whopping 21%. Price increase is more modest in Canada, where both versions of the console are $20 more expensive.
Well,
I'm glad they tacked the words more expensive on there, because if the price of a console in Canada was $20, holy shit.
yeah, people just be like buying them out of Canada, like left and right.
Canada gets all the good stuff, health
Right.
insurance or health care.
Well, they also have bears and those geese. So,
The Canadian goose. I mean,
yes.
can't
Or
all be
the
sunshine.
bastard pigeon, as they're called in America.
So while this price increase is a necessity, and this is a quote here from Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan himself, while this price increase is a necessity given the current global economic environment and its impact on Sony Interactive Entertainment's business, our top priority continues to be improving the PS5 supply situation so that as many players as possible can experience everything that PS5 offers and what's still to come. So, yeah, what do we think? Do you think it's kind of not great? Like, what are your thoughts?
I think that the PlayStation is the iPad of console games.
All right. Why is that?
Overpriced, has less to it, a lot more stringent. Just take Skyrim, for instance. If you have it on the PlayStation version, there's basically no mod you can get, except for Creation Club, which is included. Whereas with Xbox, you have access to just about any mod you could possibly want, as long as it was coded for the Xbox.
I still think the PlayStation looks like it was inspired by a Yu-Gi-Oh character, but
Kinda, yeah.
So I think that Sony has been kind of turning more anti-consumer in the past few years. They've been really kind of not helping out, the customer in any way, and they've been kind of taking advantage of their, market. I guess they have a large share of the market, so they've been taking a little bit too much of an advantage of that. But anyway,
So as long as they keep churning out the God of War franchise, the consumerist stores will keep lapping it up like kittens to a bowl of cream.
Yeah, I mean, that actually looks like a pretty cool game. Animations look really good.
I mean, animations are cool, but is it a good game? Who knows?
I mean, animations make the game, right?
Not at all. Not at all. It could be buggier than Skyrim was on release.
I'm just trying to picture the polar opposite of that, where like it's a really good game, but the animations are just fucking terrible.
So the original Super Mario Brothers.
Huh?
I mean,
the animations in that are pretty terrible, but the gameplay is pretty good.
I mean, by those days' standards, though, that was just about the only animation you had. So.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but still. I'm not wrong.
That you are not.
I mean, I don't think the animations are that bad in it for what they are. So.
Fair enough.
Okay. We'll have Mario move at 4 frames per second. Man.
So, yeah, Schloob, let's go to the next topic.
So NASA had some problems trying to launch a rocket, those things that go to space, to the moon that doesn't actually exist, from Kennedy Space Center recently. The Artemis 1 apparently had some maintenance issues on the launch pad and was caused to be delayed by NASA by multiple days. Actually, so I don't know if you guys saw, but they attempted to do another launch today and had kind of had it set up last night. I was watching the stream for it, and they failed to launch again due to, I think it was like some kind of fuel leak or something like that. But yeah. I know a lot of people have been like joking or like upset that they haven't managed to make the launch. But I think compared to like how old moon missions used to go, like they're just being a lot more cautious because they don't want another I don't know, they don't want another ship blowing up and killing people. So it was supposed to be
another Apollo 13.
Yeah, Challenger. Yeah,
Apollo
I was trying to
13 was brought back. Challenger was not.
Yeah, but
it was, but in pieces.
But it was a failed mission technically because they weren't able to like do what the mission was made for. Like they essentially just were able to get them back. So I guess there's that success, but they essentially didn't get the chance to do any of the stuff on, the moon.
Oh, the mission was a failure. Let's leave the astronauts in space. They'll be fine.
I like the top comment on this video you're about to show. It's literally rocket science. Everybody chill. Let's make sure the investment can actually get off the ground safely, no matter how much time it takes. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. So we're going to go over and check out this explanation here by CNN.
The historic launch of the Artemis 1. You're looking at live pictures from Kennedy Space Center where the rocket is on the launch pad there. And we're learning rocket managers have been presented with a no-go recommendation. CNN's Kristen Fisher is live there. Kristen, why the no-go recommendation?
It's that pesky hydrogen leak, Sarah, that they've been dealing with all morning long. I just want to be really clear here. No official scrub just yet, but it has a real feeling of inevitability here because what has just happened is the launch team has gone to the launch director and said, we think that today we are a no-go for launch. We're still waiting to find out if the launch director has agreed with that recommendation. She's reviewing some options right now, but it certainly does not look good. Let me break down the problem for you, Sarah. So this is...
She's going to break it down. Are you guys ready for this?
Ricky Raum.
Our model of the Artemis rocket, the SLS rocket. You've got the Orion capsule on top, which will someday carry astronauts to the moon, hopefully, if this thing ever gets off the launch pad.
Pause it.
And then down here...
She looks like she's presenting her new favorite toy from AdamandEve.com.
The way she's running her fingers down it.
Also, just a comment, at the beginning of her portion of the interview, she said, oh, it's that pesky hydrogen leak. Yeah, it's just that annoying leak of a deadly gas.
Right. Yeah.
That's very known to explode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She just said it so nonchalantly.
I actually think there's a NASA quote out there about hydrogen and like its explosive properties. But anyways.
Oh, I'm sure.
Here, this is the SLS rocket, and specifically where the problem is happening right here, right where the orange meets the white on the core stage of the rocket. They're trying to fuel it with this super cold liquid propellant. Liquid hydrogen is going through a line right here at negative 420 degrees Fahrenheit.
Calling it now.
But right around here, they've got a leak. It's about 8 inches big, the line is. And essentially what they're trying to do is stop it. And so they've tried plan A. That didn't work. They tried plan B. That didn't work. They tried to come up with a plan C.
Plan B is a good way to go.
I was saying, what was plan A? Like fucking some duct tape or something?
Or look at that. They say plan B, and then a picture of babies.
Oh my God.
What's going on? She's making this way too easy for me.
Didn't come up with one, so they went back to plan A, and they have just essentially run out of options. They don't know how to fix it right now. And so what they've been doing to try to fix it, Sarah, is pump that line with alternating hot and cold liquids. You kind of think of it, your house in the wintertime, it gets bigger, it expands a bit, and then the walls, the flooring, it contracts a bit in the wintertime, expands in the summer in the heat, contracts in the wintertime when it's cold. Well, that's how they've been trying to reseat this seal, but so far it's been unsuccessful. And actually, Sarah, I've just gotten the official word. The second launch attempt of the Artemis.
She's right on the floor. She's getting word as we speak.
This moon rocket has indeed scrubbed. So now, Sarah, the big question becomes, what next? When can they try again? The next launch attempt is Monday. They could potentially try to turn this around by then. They'd have to try to, get all this liquid propellant out, get to the launch pad, try to make some fixes in a very short period of time. But they do have a good 2-hour-long launch.
Yeah. So essentially, they could do it Tuesday or Wednesday, but in the event that those days don't work out, they're going to have to wait till later in September to do that next launch attempt.
All right. Well, I mean, a nice attempt was made at least. We're trying to explore space.
Who would have thought it'd be so hard to go to the moon?
I know. I mean, child
Why don't
play.
we should just fake it again.
Definitely.
Just say we went.
The problem is Stanley Kubrick is dead.
That's true.
Wait, is he?
Yeah, he's been dead since like the 80s.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, since like the last time that we were supposedly at the moon.
I don't know why I thought he was still alive, but anyways.
NASA decided that they didn't need him anymore, so
You're done, Stanley. It's over, bro. And by the way, you know too much.
Yeah. They're like, we're done going to the moon. Time to kill
Right.
Stanley.
So, anyway, this one's going to be maybe a little bit of a hot topic. In wider news,
it's a goth kid store.
hey, it could be.
Oh, okay.
Dark-
Stanley Kubrick died in 99.
Dark Brandon is rising.
Oh.
So, in wider news, Joe Biden has been doing a bunch lately, but the thing that's got everybody in a recent uproar is his recent student loan forgiveness.
Why is that an uproar, I wonder?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's only like it was a campaign promise that he had.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But according to this thing, if you make less than $125,000 a year and have a student loan debt, you will be entitled to a $10,000 cancellation. Married couples who make less than $250,000 yearly will qualify for a $20,000 debt cancellation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something.
I mean, nothing, but from a governmental standpoint,
I mean, it's definitely not.
come on.
It's probably not cheap for them to do either. But
definitely not.
the window of like income or whatever is a little bit higher than I thought it was going to be. But
Yeah, for sure.
From the window to the wall, to the strip dip down my balls.
So,
I mean, go ahead.
so we're going to read this not Yahoo News article, or read from the article, and then we're going to go ahead and have a little bit more discussion here. So the Department of Education notes that it will continue to process applications for federal student loan forgiveness as they are received, even after the payment pause expires on December 31st. If borrowers don't apply for forgiveness by November 15th, they will have more than a year to still apply, all the way up until December 31st, 2023, but their loans will enter repayment before they are forgiven, if they wait beyond November 15th. The best bet is to meet that November 15th deadline.
Nearly 1/3 of borrowers have debt but no degree, according to the analysis by the Department. Oh shit, that sucks. Department of Education of a recent cohort of undergraduates. So 1/3 of borrowers have debt but did not manage to actually acquire their degree.
Yeah.
Students dropped out because they couldn't afford the high cost of going back to school. About 16% of borrowers are in default, according to the White House, including nearly a third of senior citizens with student loan debt.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's a demographic I hadn't really thought of too much when they talk about student loan debt, is senior citizens.
yeah.
Well, senior citizens being students, that's just silly.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's silly. There's probably some of those senior citizens that are fucking still paying off their student loan debt from when they were fucking in their 20s or something. The way
I
that
don't know.
they set those loans up sometimes.
School was quite a bit cheaper back then.
Fair
But
enough.
anyway, the White House noted the student debt burden also falls disproportionately on black borrowers. 20 years after the first after first enrolling in school, the typical black borrower who started college in the 1995 and 96 school year still owed 95% of their original student debt, which is pretty crazy. But what do we think? Have a little discussion on it here.
I mean, is that 95% just due to like?
Somehow I don't think
Difference-
it's a race thing really in this case.
Well, I mean, is it
that's
due to a
societal
difference?
problem.
Is
It
it
is.
due to it? Are their loans different than everybody else's, or like
No, it's just
higher
that
interest rate, or or they're paying?
it's
They're
just
more
on
commonly
average.
paying minimums, or
On average, those families can are more likely to be using some of their paycheck to pay for other family members. And I think the second place for that is our demographic for that is Latino populations also very often will take a portion of their paycheck and pay for extended family or whatever to kind of help them get by. And also just as a demographic, black and Latino people tend to, on average, make kind of less money just because of, our country treated them like shit for like a long ass time. You know what I mean? On top of, a lot of many Latino communities started off maybe a generation or two generations ago, maybe started off as immigrants, which you don't get any of those,
but so
great
either
benefits or whatever.
that part's obvious to me. What I'm saying though is, how is it only 95% when? I mean, obviously they're probably making payments on their loans, but I'm guessing with the interest,
Yeah.
the principal is just taking up such a large chunk of that.
Yeah.
And like, I'd be curious to see like how much they've paid in principal or interest towards that loan, because it's saying they still owe 95% of their original student debt. But if they didn't have that principal on top of it or all that interest, how far into their how much of their loan would have been already been paid off is what I'm curious about, because they're probably paying minimums. When you pay minimums, like you're just paying interest.
Yeah.
Well, the mandatory minimums are something also with basic loans from like bank loans and such. But I don't see how this has to do with the Roald Dahl classic children's book, The Borrowers. I really don't.
Okay.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of that book, but
You never heard of The Borrowers?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell, anyways.
Well, it's a Roald Dahl children's classic.
What is a Roald Dahl children's classic?
Roald Dahl is the one who wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh yeah, I had no idea who wrote that. I figured it was Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he says.
So you're telling me that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is not a autobiography? It's not a true story?
I would say not.
Right.
I would say not. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but
Maybe
Inspired
just
by a true
inflated.
story, maybe?
Yeah, it's
overinflated, yeah.
yeah, a little bit like killing children and stuff. Well, I guess they didn't get killed. They just got
Those children got killed.
Oh, they did. Absolutely, they did. Absolutely, they did. No question.
Well, for our next topic, quite a few things happened in Russia over the past few weeks, including, like, I think I heard of a car bomb, killed some oil tycoon's daughter, and all kinds of
Irish
stuff.
car bomb, or
No, it was a much deadlier car bomb, the one that actually explodes.
I mean, the Irish car bombs are pretty gross.
Yeah.
the non-fun kind, I see.
But one thing in particular caught my eye. It was this report of Russia's largest taxi company getting their app hacked.
Ooh.
We're going to check out this article on hackery.com, and then we're going to discuss.
Hackery.com.
So, Schloobs, you want to start us off here?
Yeah. I thought I thought you said hackery, not hack read. Anyways, Russia has been one of the prime targets of hackers since the country waged war against Ukraine. The latest attack was targeted against a ride-hailing service, Yandex Taxi. The news was first published on Reddit. I feel like it was not first published on Reddit. It was probably published other places. But for your information, Yandex Taxi is owned by Yandex, who would have guessed, Russia's leading IT corporation, also called Russian Google. It is worth noting that the EU sanctioned the company's co-founder, Russian name, for deraking and removing content related to Russian aggression against Ukraine. Was that going to be Arcady Volaz? How the fuck do you say
Not
that?
Cardi B.
Arcady Volaz? I don't know.
Yeah.
Arcady Volage, I believe, is how you say his name.
Let's just go with Cardi V.
That works. All right. After hacking the Yandex Taxi app, the unknown hackers created a massive traffic jam in Moscow. On September 1st of 22, the motorists were complaining after they witnessed an unusual accumulation of taxis in Russian capital's western area. What happened was that the attackers ordered all available taxis to a particular address, and an unprecedented traffic jam ensued as dozens of Yandex drivers were stuck due to being in the exact location.
That's actually that's pretty epic, actually.
It's actually kind of hilarious.
So the online hacktivist collective Anonymous has taken responsibility for the cyber attack in an exclusive conversation with Hackery.com. One of the collective's active Twitter handles at YourAnonTV said that the attack was carried out by Anonymous in cooperation with the IT army of Ukraine. And we've got a little bit of a video here that was on Reddit of the taxis getting all bunched up into that one spot, if it's going to let me play it. There we go. There's no sound in this video. Yeah.
It'd be like Russian music in the background anyways.
Right. Just get copyright blocked. Dang, that's... So it wasn't just like a small number of taxis. It's like a straight up absurd amount of taxis all went to the same spot.
I mean, it was basically all of them. All of the taxis.
Right?
Every Yandex taxi.
Craziness.
It is pretty unprecedented, let me tell you.
That traffic guy's like...
He's just walking around all Russian.
What?
That's what Russians typically do, I suppose. Walking around being all Russian like.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my point.
Interesting. All right. Well,
I love that this was done in cooperation with the IT army of Ukraine.
yeah.
I just imagine just Ukraine. They just changed their war strategy to just redirecting taxis around Russia.
Yeah.
We're going after the capital boys. Send all the taxis.
Right.
And they just they start making them into fucking like suicide bombers with taxis. Well, I shouldn't say that. I meant kamikaze taxis.
Kamikaze taxis. I bet the app probably wouldn't even let you go off road. Like it's probably...
Yeah, I mean, do you remember Apple Maps back in the day? That shit would send you off a cliff.
That's funny.
Hard to say.
All right. So you want to start us off for our next topic there, Schloobs?
How do we say this game? Domina?
Domina.
So Steam's most hated developer just got banned from the store.
We're going to go ahead and
All right,
read...
we're going to read from this report on comicbook.com and then discuss.
So, a developer known more for its outbursts on Steam rather than the games it created has been removed from Valve's platform entirely following a transphobic post masquerading as a set of patch notes. Domina, the game's most closely associated, or the game most closely associated with developer Dolphin Barn Incorporated, nice name, is no longer sold on Steam following a ban which removed the developer from its own forums. The developer's only other game on Steam has been affected by this as well and is no longer sold either.
Archived versions of the game's updates and other messages shared on Reset Era showed that the developer had gotten a message recently where Dolphin Barn itself was banned from the game's discussions. The message attributed to a Steam support member made it clear that there had been past discussions regarding the Jesus Christ, regarding the developer's conduct and that its games would be removed from sale.
A recent announcement posted to the Domina Community Hub includes insults targeting another person. Message said, "We also noticed that you are clearing a number of reported posts in your hub containing various rule violations. We made it clear in our last communication that future violations of our rules and guidelines like this would jeopardize our future relationship. With that in mind, we are ending our business partnership with Dolphin Barn Incorporated and removing all associated products from sale."
Yeah, so this person was like putting in patch notes, kind of like anti-mask stuff there for a while during, the pandemic, and they were just putting kind of just, like it said, general transphobic comments in the patch notes, and people started to take note, and they're like, why is that in the patch notes? And apparently he's also like doing some kind of stuff on the forums there. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it was the right move, or?
It looks like a shit. It looks like a shit game, anyways. So.
It could be an awesome game. You never know. We talked about graphics earlier, so
you can buy wine or buy water, sell food, sell wine, sell water. Apparently, I mean, where's some combat
one thing to consider. If you're being an anti-masker, you just have no place in society at all. Because, I mean, if you don't want to wear a mask, then don't wear a fucking mask. But if you're trying to tell other people that they're idiots for not wearing masks, or for wearing masks, then just delete yourself from the world's hard drive, please. Because we have no need of you.
Right.
I don't think you even actually play as the character. I think it's just you give them buffs and shit like that, and then it just like fights for you.
So it's just kind of simulated.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
You just train stats on guys, apply stats, and hit fucking play. And
yeah. So yeah, I think that it's probably a good move. There was a few YouTube videos that I saw about it. Seems like they get pretty mad with anybody that goes over and critiques them. So they need to just kind of chill the fuck out.
Steam has a policy against things like that, so the company went against Steam's policy. Steam's allowed to remove them from their store. They can go sell it fucking somewhere else. They can set up their own fucking website and sell it. Like,
yeah, I mean, they broke the rules.
They didn't make it so that they can't sell their game. They just made it so they couldn't sell it on Steam's platform. And Steam as a company has to protect itself. And just because this person wants to make fucking comments or whatever, like Steam doesn't have to, or Valve doesn't have to put up with that. So
yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Maybe his patch notes should have just been patch notes instead of political bullshit. So
yeah,
I mean, you got to admit though, Dolphin Barn is a pretty awesome name.
I mean, I suppose so, but if you're, got something dumb backing that, or just kind of a bad way about you, then you're kind of ruining the whole fun of Dolphin Barn.
Yeah.
I would like to see a game based on dolphins in a barn. That would be much better.
Wouldn't that be just called Dolphin Barn?
Yeah.
Have it be like a dolphin farming simulator, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess the Japanese would like that game.
Yeah, so our next one, and this is going to be the last one of our kind of current events here, but I figured it was worth covering, is going to be about J.K. Rowling. So
Do you know how Harry Potter goes down a hill?
No.
Walking. JK, rolling.
Okay. That was a good attempt.
An attempt was made.
Yes. Anyway, you kind of like threw me off there. Now I have to recover from that.
Well, I'm sorry that my joke stymied you quite so hard.
So the world's most known and probably richest writer, J.K. Rowling, has released a new book entitled Ink Black Heart, and it's been causing quite a stir on the social medias and beyond. Apparently the book is a 6th installment of her thriller series, Cormoran Strike.
Who the fuck's ever heard of that?
Cormoran Strike.
She actually has a surprising number of other book series that she has done.
People only care about Harry Potter, though.
Yeah.
Well, she has penned these books or this series under the name Robert Galbraith. And just as a side note, Robert Galbraith is the same name as the man who created gay conversion therapy. Weird coincidence? Just saying.
The book centers on the story of Eddie Ledwell, a popular cartoonist who, according to the official description, is persecuted by a mysterious online figure. I feel like this actually happened, and ultimately found dead after her cartoon was criticized for being racist, ableist, and transphobic, at least partly over a bit involving a hermaphrodite worm. A
What?
hermaphrodite worm, the Rolling Stone reports.
I'm just so confused.
Hermaphrodite worm.
I mean, all
Well-
worms are hermaphroditic.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna end up Googling this. How do worms
Anyway, the book takes a clear aim at
procreate?
social justice warriors and suggests that Ledwell was a victim of a masterfully plotted, politically fueled hate campaign against her. Magazine continues, adding the character getting doxxed with photos of her home plastered on the internet and faces threats of rape and death because of her opinions.
Yeah.
Well,
Critics have decried the book as hilariously self-persecuting and beyond parody, with some drawing attention to the real-world problems facing transgender people. Deriding its length, 500 pages longer than Dune, 300 pages longer than The Infinite Jest, and 100 pages longer than the Bible, wrote one, and calling people to boycott her work. Lark Malachi Gray, co-host of the Queer Harry Potter podcast, The Gaily Prophet, told NPR over email that he finds the situation deeply disturbing or deeply embarrassing for Rowling. She has published
disturbing.
Yeah. She has published a 1,000-page self-insert fan fiction where she's the victim. It's like the kind of behavior you'd expect from a petulant teenager, not a grown adult with immense wealth and power, he added. I have no idea what she expected, but seeing the internet fill with jokes about the book has been an absolute joy after all the harm she has caused my community over the past several years. So, J.K. Rowling, do you think she's kind of losing it a bit?
I don't know.
This seems like exactly what that community wanted to happen anyways, so
Exactly.
I personally don't care.
Yeah.
Just like, whatever.
I feel like Joan Keller, Caleb Rowling, or whatever her real name is, blew her proverbial load with the 7th Harry Potter book, to be honest.
Yeah.
At this point, it's about. I think she's just trying to stay relevant, and she's
Yeah,
made her
probably.
money.
She's got over
She's-
$1 billion. I believe she is a billionaire.
Yes.
They keep making. There's a new game out based on Harry Potter. I'm sure she's getting a fucking
So I'm sure
good
she's getting
paycheck from
pittance
that.
from
Like-
that, at least.
like she doesn't even need to write a book anymore. Like she literally can just sit around and be like, yeah, do shit with Harry Potter and pay me for it.
Right.
Like
Yeah, her net worth is estimated in 2022, staggering $1 billion according to Celebrity Net Worth.
on one hand, I feel like there's a community that is up in arms that wants to just keep pulling the trigger on her, but at the same time, she keeps putting bullets in the fucking chamber. So
Yeah.
She does. Like, she, stop shooting me. Put these bullets in that gun. Stop shooting me.
Yeah, she's just not great. And a lot of the stuff that I've watched about it, especially kind of like a spat that she had with Vosh from YouTube, is, you know, I feel like she just loves to act the victim in general. You know, there's been some backlash for like somebody going over and saying kind of misogynistic statements towards her or whatever, but I don't like condone that either, I suppose, but I also kind of feel like she's literally just egging people on to say nice things to her because of the way that she refers to trans people. And I mean, she made like a whole entire, like it was like a manifesto, and I was disappointed that Richard Dawkins signed it, just specifically talking about, you know, what a woman is or whatever. And I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was kind of like an agreement to stand with women because their identity is under attack or something like that. Just your normal kind of turf crap. But, yeah, like it's kind of gone past the point of just having a kind of a little bit of a disagreement. It's like way beyond that when you do like 1,000-page thing. And one thing that I saw on another video is like a portion of the book, a significant portion of the book is actually just like in tweet form. So it's like many multiple pages of just quite literally tweets in the book as like a tweet screen, like not as in it's stupid. Like in text, it's like in a box and the box has a tweet in it, just like you would see on, you know, Twitter or whatever on your app. It's kind of weird, just saying.
Just a touch. I mean, it just goes to show you what the internet does to popular culture nowadays.
Yeah.
It's influenced how people write books.
let's stop talking about her before we have to pay her.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first, before we go to our next section, I thought it would be worthwhile is I would like to just kind of do a react on this High on Life game. There's 25 minutes of gameplay that was posted on IGN. We're not going to watch the full 25 minutes. We're going to check out probably like between 5 and 10 minutes of it. But yeah, I'd like to just kind of get a react of what the thoughts are on this game.
I have been seeing videos about this game already.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing or seen nothing about it.
All right. Well, let's check it out. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because of this first part.
What the fuck?
This first part, you're just kind of walking around and they have to want to get to a spot that's like actually a little bit of combat.
Well, how's the animation?
We're looking for the gateway to the slums, I guess. Look, it shouldn't be too far. Listen, just follow the waypoint. That's why you're wearing that fancy suit, isn't it? I mean, it's got the augmented reality thing on it, right?
Supposed to be a Rick and Morty game.
It's Justin Roiland.
I could tell it's Justin Roiland, but it just straight up sounds like Morty.
I mean, that's every Justin Roiland voice acting ever. But...
except for, you know, Lemon Grab, Rick.
But you can always tell it's him, that's what I'm saying. But...
he has a very distinctive voice, despite the fact that he does a number of characters.
Yeah.
Kind of like how voice actor for Bender, you can always tell when it's him.
Yeah.
Like Jake the dog, for instance, that's very obviously him.
Was that guy dead, or is he just like...
He's just laying.
He's still around.
He's just laying on the bench.
He's still breathing. I mean, his eyes were open, so obviously he wasn't dead.
I'm gonna skip to see.
See, I don't understand what the point of this part of the gameplay is here, other than He's looking for something.
Hey,
I don't like
don't
how
even
the
think
gun
about going down to the
wiggles.
slum.
Yeah, this is a maintenance-only shaft, so scram!
Okay, that's got to be the way into the slums. Here, let me sweet talk these two weirdos. Hey, kid, excuse me, can we get our, we need to make our way into the slums, please?
No.
Hold on. So you really want to get into the slums, huh? Then settle a bet for us.
Come on, don't make him answer this,
No,
man.
I want to know.
It's fine, we'll help.
Okay, great. If you saw us at the bar, which of us would you ask out?
The blue guy.
So for how good the animations are, the menu looks like it's not very good. But I mean, I guess this is kind of early gameplay, but I'm just saying I don't really think the menus look very good or snazzy. I think the animations look all right.
Exactly. That's what I figured you'd say.
Yeah, everyone always says him.
Hey, don't feel bad, man. You're still plenty hot. I'm just hotter. Blue's a hotter color. That's science.
I know. I just wish one time someone would say I'm hotter. You know, I put so much work in. I watched all those skincare tutorials, and I got surgery, so I don't have to poop anymore.
That's your problem. It should be effortless. Everyone can
Surgery,
sense
so you
all
don't
that
have to poop.
desperation, all the sadness.
I
It's
would
just
love that.
radiating from you. But me, I'm just true blue, all natural hot, baby.
Is it true? Am I just really a lost cause? Be honest.
Yeah, you can't match up to the blue guy. Look, I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
God, you don't have to be so blunt about it. I'm pretty fragile, you know?
Don't worry about him. He's weak and disgusting. He doesn't get what it's like for us hot people. Sorry for making you talk to him. Can I make it up to you by letting you use my door anytime you want? Free passage in and out of the slum.
Whoa, really? That would be amazing, actually.
Oh, have fun using his door, because mine's shut forever for you. Yeah, so what do you think now, huh? You still think I'm ugly? Oh, yeah, well, I'm ugly, but I have a door you can't use.
Oh, sorry, really, but I guess it's fine. We can just use the other door. I think we handled that as best we could, you know?
This mainly reminds me of that accounting VR game.
I've never been
The
topside.
accounting VR game.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a topsider.
Which one do you know?
Not
It's
interested.
called accounting
Hey, oh my
VR.
god, I broke a leg coming down that pipe. Be careful.
Sorry to hear
That
that.
was a little anticlimactic.
Well, look what we got here. Fresh meat. Hey there, fresh meat. Welcome to the slums, fresh meat.
Oh, boy, here we go. Kid.
What's wrong, fresh meat? You scared of a little kid? Yeah, I'm a little kid. Look at me. Look at me. You're scared of me.
Whoa, what are you doing? Come on, he's just a kid. Don't shoot him.
Oh, you don't want to shoot me just because your gun said not to, just because you're your little gun. Oh, but you look how shootable I look. I look so shootable.
I am not shooting a kid.
Go ahead. Do it. Shoot me, fresh meat. Shoot me. Ah, you shot me. I'm dead.
All right, there. Are you happy now? Well, I didn't think
That
we'd
was
be allowed to
actually
kill
kinda
him.
funny.
Yeah, normally
Ah,
killing
you shot me,
children
I'm
in
dead.
games isn't allowed, but he's dead. We killed this kid. Are you happy now? We killed a kid. A kid is
They're
dead
like, what
now.
the-
Goes our E for everybody rating.
Attention, Bloom City citizen. You are wearing an unregistered bounty
Shit,
suit.
we gotta take
Prepare
down these
to die.
drones.
They do like a they do a pan. Or like when you walk outside this door, just kind of pan the camera around a bit. Make it look real good.
And it's actually kind of pretty. I like the skybox.
So it finally happened. Someone killed my son.
Your son?
Yeah, the kid up there who always calls everyone
Finally
fresh
happened.
meat.
We are so sorry. Listen, don't get used to that. We're not killing any more kids. I'm drawing the line, so savor it. Enjoy it. It happened. Tuck it away in the old memory book.
No, it's fine. He was 30 years old, so don't feel too bad.
30 years old is still adolescence for our species, but it's not as bad as shooting like a 5-year-old or something. So don't worry, you just did regular murder. And I warned him over and over. I said, don't sit up there calling strangers fresh meat, or some gun-toting psychopath is gonna shoot you dead in cold blood. And you went and did it. Good for you. Anyway, please, just leave me to mourn.
Jesus.
Hey, you can't pass through here. It's 9 towards turf.
Jesus, enough.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't do that.
Here we go. We're gonna have to kill some of these torque foot soldiers to prove ourselves around here. These people think we're weak. Not on my watch.
What are you, some kind of bounty hunter? The slums are full, asshole. Yeah, this is 9 towards turf. I'm towards turf.
They're shooting at us. Don't shoot back. Come on, shoot back.
It's gonna be so easy to kill you. 9 towards trained us real good. One of the toughest enemies in the game, I think. I just want to kill you to make 9 towards.
I mean, the gunplay looks all right, but
It doesn't look bad.
yeah. So I'll just let this gameplay go in the background. What do you guys think?
Sure.
I really like the animations.
There's supposed to
Yeah.
be more gun. There's more than just the one gun, I believe.
I
too.
mean,
like,
honestly, I feel like it would have been to the game's benefit if it was just the one gun.
there's more than one talking gun. You can.
I mean,
akimbo
if it was
talking
just
guns, I
Morty
guess.
talking to you the whole time, I feel like it would be a good game.
I don't know who voices the other gun, but
Plot twist: it's also Justin Roiland.
it might be actually. It's actually probably the guy that voices Bender.
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah.
Or no, it's actually the guy that voices Fry.
Oh, what's his name?
Billy West.
Yeah, Billy West.
Let's see. Hang on. Eye on Life voice cast. JB Smoove, Tim Robinson. I mean, JB Smoove, that's pretty good, actually. I like that.
I don't even know who that is.
You'd recognize him if you saw him, I'm sure. Justin Roiland, Michael Cusack, Rich Evans, Zach Hadel, Mike Stuklasa. I don't know any of those other ones. JB Smoove and Justin Roiland are the only ones I can truly recognize. See.
So the world reminds me of that Unity tutorial, first-person shooter tutorial, where you're like shooting the viruses and stuff inside somebody's lung or something. Anyway, it was on the Unity University or whatever they call it.
You know, honestly, just seeing the gameplay footage kind of reminds me of Chex Quest, if you ever played that one.
No.
Like it's really old. It was like a DOS game, basically. It was a Doom clone, but with like weapons that were all based around the Chex cereal.
Weird.
I know it was strange, but it was actually a lot of fun.
Huh.
And
Sounds
it
like
came
some
on
kind
a
of
demo
weird
disc that you
fever
get in a
dream.
box of Chex.
Well, I mean, wasn't there a 7-Up game too?
I don't remember.
I think there was like the 7-Up dots. They had
I don't remember.
Yeah, there was. All right. Well, for the next section of the podcast, we are going to talk about some upcoming games.
Okay, let's do that. September 2022. First on the list, Last of Us Part 1. Why are we still talking about The Last of Us? Anyway, it's a remake of the 2013 Naughty Dog game where you take the role of Joel. All right. He's tasked with protecting Ellie in a post-apocalyptic world.
The Last of Us Part 1 includes 2 new optional and challenging modes for players who want to experience the game in new ways. Permadeath mode, guess what that means, is pretty much what it sounds like. If you die at any point in the roughly 12 to 15 hour story, the game resets and you have to start all over.
Speedrun mode is another new feature that will allow you to submit times for others to try and surpass. Those playing in speedrun mode can compare their best times with friends and receive official tips from within PS5's card feature, accessed when pressing the PlayStation button when the game is in progress.
Game's difficulty can now be customized, much like the sequel, across a variety of categories, including challenge difficulty, very light, light, moderate, hard, survivor, and grounded, available after completing the game once. Player resiliency, enemy resiliency, ally aggression, stealth efficacy, and resource availability. Each of these categories have 6 different options on its own continuum, meaning if you want enemies to go down fast but stealth to be much harder harder to execute, for example, you can tweak it to your preferred mix.
Yeah, that one looks like a good remake, but I mean, I played some of the remaster on my PlayStation 4. It was okay. I mean, it definitely, even though The Last of Us is a decent game, I feel like the gameplay did feel even still a bit dated, even though it came out in 2013. It felt kind of just, I don't know. Like
Supposedly with the new remake, they went through and actually redid some of the combat for it, but I don't know. They're calling this a remake. It's a remaster. They didn't remake anything. They're going through it. Well, they did remake models and textures and stuff like that, but it's kind of more of an upscale situation, kind of like what they did with the PlayStation 5 remake or
remasters
that they did. I mean, they didn't, and they're charging $70 for this game too, if you didn't know that. But Critical just kind of came out with a video on this recently. It's a really good game. Like Last of Us is
I would argue that there's better survival games out there.
For most people, this is like a top tier game. This is one of the best games that has came out in PlayStation.
Yeah, that's PlayStation.
Yeah, everybody has
which isn't
their own opinion on it, but I personally think the game is really, really good. However, would I be willing to spend $70 to replay a game that I've already played for upscaled graphics and some additional modes like the speedrun mode? I'm not really sure if I even understand why that was added, because okay, it's just an official online leaderboard. People already do speedruns in this game, and they just use third-party tools to be like, hey, here's my speedrun time. So maybe, I guess the advantage would be is the game actually won't allow you to fudge the numbers or something like that, but a lot of those sites you have to post the actual video of the speedrun anyways, so yeah, I don't know. I think the permadeath mode is kind of neat, but at the same time, I mean, that's another thing where you can kind of just do that to yourself anyways in the original game. Just
if you die, just delete your save file.
Just start a new save. So I'm sure that took a lot of time for them to implement. So that's where the other $10 came from for the game. So I mean, because the story is exactly the same. I mean, they didn't change anything in the story. They didn't change really much with the gameplay, other than they kind of redid the combat a little bit, but it's still the same combat. It just flows a little differently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, what with The Last of Us 2, I felt like it was just a tiny bit pretentious with how it kind of forced you into feeling bad for the main character.
Well, I know a lot of people who were disappointed with The Last of Us 2, but I mean, that doesn't really detract from how good the original Last of Us was.
Yeah,
if you didn't like Last of Us 2, just pretend it doesn't exist.
I just didn't even play it.
Yeah. I still haven't even played Last of Us 2 all the way through. I'm waiting for him to make a PC version, so I don't want to have to buy a PlayStation just to fucking play the game, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of going down as far as consoles go, I think. It'll be probably a while before they actually maybe decide to go out of the game, but I think that they're going to be having a downturn after this,
you've got God of War on PC now. You got the Spider-Man game on PC. Those are both PlayStation exclusives.
Wait, Spider-Man's on PC now?
Yes.
Shit, I'm gonna have to get that.
So, Alman, this is The Last of Us Part 1. It's a remake of The Last of Us game that came out in 2013. But yeah, so that's a little bit of gameplay you got to see there, kind of in the background or whatever. I don't personally think that these remakes should be full price. I mean, that's just my
I
opinion.
mean, this one's more than full. This one isn't full price. It's more than full price. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the $70 is becoming kind of the new full price.
and it's called a remake. So like a real remake would be like the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. Like that's where they took, because this game's only 10 years old. Like the difference in graphics quality of this compared to like the original 2013 release, like it's not so substantial that you're like, holy shit, how did they do it? Where with like the Resident Evil games, it's like, damn, that's a completely different game. This looks like the same game with better graphics.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm glad for those that are really excited about it, I guess, but it seems to me like more of a kind of an extended tech demo than it is a.
It's not a tech demo. It's just a cash grab.
Yeah.
They're becoming Bethesda. How many times can we re-release fucking The Last of Us and get people to pay for it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Last of Us coming to mobile near you soon.
All right, so the next game. Why don't you get us started here, Schloobs?
Metal Hellslinger, just ahead of Summer Game Fest, the Outsiders released a free demo for Metal Hellslinger on Steam that offers a look at one level of the game as well as a boss fight. Playing it as a demon called the Unknown, you shoot your way through the hordes of hell with a variety of weapons. The demo includes a shotgun, a pair of revolvers, and a sword, as well as a sword and a flaming skull that spits fireballs.
So the better you keep the beat with your attacks, and we'll put the gameplay up here, the higher your skull multiplier rises with it. The music playing in the game's level becomes fuller and more intense. Even the environment reacts to your slayage. Maintaining the beat keeps your multiplier up, while certain actions such as reloading rewarding you for your syncopation by getting you back to the battle faster. In at least one action, a brutal execution move that rewards you with a spray of health items can only be performed if you activate it on beat.
There is a free demo for that one on Steam if you want to try it out.
I would play, so I'll just say the music is kind of like, it's not kind of like, it's actually just metal. Some kind of like very beat-centric metal. It sounded pretty good. I know that Serge Tankian did some work on this as well. I think there was a couple other well-known, I guess, metal/hard rock artists that worked on this with the developer, and I watched probably 8 to 10 minutes of this gameplay video on IGN, which I'll go ahead and throw a link in chat for that, just because the only reason I'm not going to play the audio is because you know how YouTube is. they'll get you on the
I'm checking out some of these people that collaborated on it now. For people out there who enjoy good metal like myself, this included Serge Tankian, Matt Heafy, Michael Stain of Dark Tranquility, Bjorn Stritt of Soilwork. I really like him. Alyssa White Glues of Arch Enemy, and James Dorton from the Black Crown Initiates. There's also a picture of good old Randy Blythe from Lamb of God.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, it basically looks like a rhythm game based on Doom.
Let's see. Tatiana Schmalyuk of Ginger was in that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
so there's vocals in some of the songs that I'm guessing.
Yes, there are.
I would imagine.
Okay.
The one that that's playing right now, which, I mean, we can't hear it just because of YouTube copyright or whatever. But what I was going to say is there's a female singer in this one.
Two of them.
Yeah.
Tatiana Schmalyuk and
Arch
Alyssa
Enemy.
White Glues.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Tatiana Schmalyuk is a Ukrainian vocalist known for her band Ginger.
But overall, it looks good. I'll probably shoot. maybe even tonight after the stream. I might get the
Well,
demo and try this out.
I'm guessing in the game.
You're going to check it out.
I'm guessing in the game you will absolutely shoot.
So it looks kind of to me. I definitely get vibes of Doom from it.
Yeah,
Doom or Doom Eternal.
It's a Doom rhythm game,
but with Halo weapons.
So the thing that I thought was pretty cool is the shotgun has a very kind of deep sound to it. Like you can tell that they made the weapon sounds to match up with the metal.
Track.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it's not a very realistic game, but like I just think that's sometimes you got to make things to where it's like not very realistic, but it adds to the gameplay, which is in this case is the trying to make it sound cool with the music. It kind of has like a booming shotgun sound. So when you hit that on the beat and it's like, hitting, like maybe on the bass drum of the drums or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look pretty all right. I mean, definitely going to give it a shot, if not for the fact that it's basically made entirely by metal musicians.
Yeah.
Well, the soundtrack is.
Well, yeah, the soundtrack. Also, evidently, the musicians that I listed off from what I read, evidently they're doing voice acting in it for bosses.
That's cool.
And the bosses have some pretty awesome names. I'll just read a couple of those off here real quick. One second. Let's see. Tatiana Schmalyuk, the boss's name is Burial at Night. Bjorn Strid is Disillusion. Matt Hathey is This Devastation. Michael Stain is Through You, This Is the End, Blood and Law. Serge Tankian is No Tomorrow. Dennis Lixon is Silent No More. Randy Bly is Acheron. Elisa White Glues is Stygia. And James Dorton is Poetry of Cinder. Not boss fights, but the music.
Yeah, so Metal Hellsinger will be on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. It'll be $40, and it will be released September 15th. But like we had mentioned multiple times, don't forget, if you are going to be playing this on PC, you can get a demo of this on Steam for free to check out one level, and that includes the first boss.
I am doing that right this very second.
Heck yeah, there you go.
I just downloaded it.
And I also...
It is currently doing things.
We forgot to mention on The Last of Us Part 1, that is actually, I think, already released. I believe that it released yesterday. So, anyway, you can already check that one out.
The Metal Hellsinger demo was 1.51 gigs, if anybody was curious.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one. Mike, can you start us off for that one?
Suppose I could. Slime Rancher 2. The sequel to the award-winning original that has been enjoyed by over 15 million fans worldwide.
Yeah. Just a second, I had a malfunction here. In this installment, you get to continue the adventures of Beatrix, LeBeau,
LeBeau, I think it's LeBeau. She's LeBeau.
As she journeys to the Rainbow Island.
The full name is Beatrice LeBeau, is how you'd say it in French.
As she journeys,
I like the Americanized version, Mike. Jason did there.
Beatrix LeBeau.
Anyway, she's going to be journeying to Rainbow Island, a mysterious land brimming with ancient technology, unknown natural resources, and an avalanche of wiggling, jiggling new slimes to discover.
Features in this game will be a vibrant, rainbow-hued world. That's a feature. New slime types and new enemies to deal with. Earn new bucks. Are we talking about V-Bucks? From slime ports, and collect resources on Rainbow Island to upgrade your backpack, build new gadgets, and expand your conservatory. So I've never personally
All
played
right.
I've never played the original game, Slime Rancher. So I actually thought it was a
haven't
2D
either,
game.
but it looks sickeningly cute. Just saying.
Wasn't the original Slime Rancher a 2D game?
I
No,
don't
it's
know.
3D. So I played this quite a bit with my son, and it's pretty good. It is single player, and I imagine it didn't say anything about there being multiplayer, which there was a lot of people that I remember reading articles of people complaining that there's no multiplayer, and a bunch of people saying that there should be multiplayer in Slime Rancher, but it is, as far as I know, a single player game. And essentially you can get these slimes, and there's a market that the prices will fluctuate for slimes and their plorts, which is what they poop. But essentially they will poop out plorts when they eat food. And there's like essentially a farming mechanic. Some slimes will be herbivores, some will be carnivores. Some if you get a plort of a slime that is a different slime type, like let's say you have like a green, or I guess like there'd be the pink slime, and then you put a plort of a blue slime right next to them, and that green slime, or excuse me, the pink slime eats the other slime's plort, then it will turn into a hybrid, and every time that it eats, it will poop out 2 plorts of each of that slime type. But if you give them another set of plorts on top of that, if they already have 2 essentially slime hybrid or whatever, then it will turn into this black slime, and it will consume your whole entire slime harvest. So it's very important to kind of separate out your slimes so that you don't get too many types within the same pen, because otherwise you'll wipe out your entire slime population there. It's a pretty cool game.
What you're telling me, this is basically just puppy mill for slimes.
Essentially.
Well,
Essentially.
I mean, it still looks sickeningly adorable, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's I have a good feeling about that one. I think it's going to be good. And let me Rancher 2. I'm going to look up the release date here. Looks like it will be released September 22nd of this year, and it will be early access. But I'm just saying, from the gameplay that I saw, it looks like it's pretty well released there. I mean, it looks just like the old Slime Rancher, but with kind of just an updated world for you to kind of do the same thing.
More refined.
Yeah.
It looks neat.
All right.
I would say the art style is nice looking.
Art style does look pretty great. Very appealing, very cute, as mentioned multiple times. I am a sucker for cute things.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to our very last game for the day. Why don't you talk to us about it there, Mike?
All right. A new game called Steel Rising gives you a look at the French Revolution through an alternate steampunk lens.
Do you think Beatrix LeBeau is in that war?
LeBeau.
Très LeBeau.
LeBeau.
Le Frémedalium one et le ore.
Okay.
Just making French noises. You're welcome. The Nacon Connect 2021 event showed off a new trailer for the game from French development studios.
That's a lot of dead French soldiers. Jesus.
Spiders?
Yes, spiders.
Spiders?
Yep.
Why spiders?
I don't know.
Why is spiders the name of a... Anyway, it provided a closer look at the combat, slated for release in June of 22. What?
Huh?
We've passed June 22.
Yeah, no, it hasn't released yet, though. It got pushed back.
Interesting. Okay, anyway, Jason?
Yeah,
in order to get this game, you have to get a time machine.
In Steel Rising, you play as an automaton guard for Marie Antoinette called Aegis, and you'll battle through an array of mechanized enemies roaming the streets of an alternate history Paris. The trailer shows Aegis fighting the through enemies with dual wielding blades, war fans, and even a nifty looking mechanical folding shield. Spiders, the developer, is most recently known for having developed Greedfall, an action RPG released in 2019. So this is going to be a Souls-like, essentially.
All right, so it's a game about the French Revolution developed by spiders.
Yes.
Actual spiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust it.
3D modeling was done by a tarantula.
But it looks, this is kind of a more kind of like a double A studio. It's not, definitely not triple A. So kind of manage expectations there. They ain't, you know, some Ubisoft or, you know, Bethesda or whatever, Blizzard. But it looks good. I think that, you know, having more developers in the market and, you know, making their spin on popular game types is a good thing. And this looks to be pretty promising.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a bad game just based on the footage we're looking at now. I mean, it looks at least a little interesting. But if it's Souls-like, I'm sure it's going to be fun.
Yeah. But
I mean,
any thoughts?
With Elden Ring's release being more widely lauded than just about any other Souls game in the past, a lot more people have been really interested in the art as fucking boners gameplay that's offered.
I think it's an interesting mix on the Souls-like style. I think the only issues I kind of take with it is it's kind of like, I don't know, I asked Mom if we have if I can have Dark Souls 3, and Mom says we have Dark Souls at home, and this is what I get instead. But,
yeah.
It's definitely, I'm not sure how I feel about like it seems like it's very the whole like French or the whole French steampunk thing just kind of feels like they took some game concept and like put it into a randomizer and was like, all right, what's our game going to be? Okay, French Revolutionary War,
Right.
Steampunk, Dark Souls, make the game. That's my only complaint. But
we can't make this game. This is a job for people who have more than two hands. Spiders, I got it.
So I mean that would be my only real complaint about it, is it just seems like this game concept came from a randomizer, but kind of a neat idea though.
Well, here's a thing to think about. Greedfall that game was in that same time period. So I'm wondering if they just like essentially ported Greedfall to have like this Souls-like concept within the whatever, you know, world they built Greedfall with, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that would cut down on the development time, because they could just use a lot of the same kind of shading and art style of a game they've already developed and brought to the market.
Is this the same developer?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Spiders website right now, and all their games are made on Silk Engine. So that's even more proof that they are actual spiders.
So like if we look here, I'm going to pull up some Greedfall.
I don't know if I want to help the spider agenda, honestly.
So here's
fucking
some
spiders, dude.
Here's some Greedfall gameplay, and you'll see that it's pretty well like the same exact art style. I mean, look.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. What do you mean pretty well? It's all the same. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Except the cloak is a little, the cloak is running at a lower frame rate than the rest of the game.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I'm not, once again, manage your expectations. This is a double A studio, single A studio, whatever you want to call it.
It's made by spiders too, so that's just impressive in itself.
Yeah, I mean, how many of them would have to pile onto a mouse to click the button once?
And there are actual cities in this, and I would say the architecture looks about the same as that other. So My guess is that they probably just used the same kind of world that they already built with Greedfall.
Well,
so
I think they might
they probably
use
have
some assets and models from before, but I mean,
they
same
probably have
company.
they probably have a backlog of like art and other systems in place. But I mean, that's honestly, they're going for a style or a theme of game or whatever, and I mean,
hey, go for it.
That's not a bad thing to do. So I'm curious, are there bonfires or sites of grace in this game?
I'll bet.
I'm not sure.
No, they're just called spider nests.
It looks like there's some souls down over at the bottom right of the screen. Currency or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
I noticed there's only a health and stamina bar.
Yeah.
Or is
I
that
mean,
even a
this is
stamina bar?
France. Nothing is magical in France. But I mean, hey, if this is actually done by a double or single A studio, then yeah, I mean, graphic quality looks pretty all right.
Yeah.
Like compared to today's AAA games, it's pretty comparable, honestly.
I mean, I think it looks a little bit dated. I don't know.
He's trying to platform.
Trying to is the operative term.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool that the weapons kind of come out of their arms.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the a little earlier in the clip, the shield kind of folded down and like just kind of spiraled into place. That was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the bonfire?
Yep, there it is, Vestal.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. There it is.
So anyway, I figured I would give a few games out there for us to check out that are going to be released here. Let me look up real quick. Steel Rising. Release date.
Honestly, though, I mean, for a game that's about an alternative retelling of the French Revolution, the word Steel Rising just feels like a word salad that they threw out there because it sounded cool.
Everything in this game is just from a randomizer. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So it's going to be releasing September 8th, and it will be on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS5. Does it look like it'll be on the Switch? But yeah, I'm going to check this out, I think, when it comes out.
Do you think it's going to be available on the web?
I mean, in some capacity.
Because spiders.
Oh, geez.
I'm hilarious.
The spider agenda is real.
All right, so we're going to go into kind of like the last little bit here for the podcast.
Okay.
And for this bit, we are going to... I'm going to present the... kind of an item from the past, and Schloobs and Mike are going to give me what the price of it was. And then I'll let you know.
Or are we going to guess?
You're going to guess. You're going to guess.
Okay.
So we're going to start off easy here. How about the 5 gigabyte iPod Classic? Came out in 2001. What was
5 gig iPod Classic?
What was the price?
I want to say that was probably like $300.
Okay, Schloobs has
I was
got
going to
$300.
guess $299.99, but
Almond, if you're still in
what the
chat,
fuck?
you can also give a guess too.
Is this going to be it's going to be highest without going over? Like
Yes, it's got to be Prices Right. Okay. So
all right.
Schloobs has $300.
I'm going to guess $301.
Hey, he said $299. I think he has to lock that in.
Oh, I did say that?
Fine, $299.99, so 1 cent less. So if it's less than $300, I fucking win.
So in 2001, the iPod Classic was $400. So it looks like Schloobs wins that round.
No, Almond won that round. She said $350.
Yeah, Almond won the round. Yeah, I just saw that on chat. So there we go.
I was thinking close to $350, but I wasn't sure if that would be over or not.
Okay, this was going to be a little bit in the past.
Well, before you go into that, let me just point out $400 for a 5 gig iPod Mini. $400 these days for a 5 gig anything is idiotic.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And for $400, you're getting at least 5 terabits.
So I'm gonna post or put up a an item here. So it's a Motorola DynaTAC 8000X, and you're not gonna know what that is. So I'm gonna have to pull up a. Yeah, here it is. I'll pull up an image of this so you can see what it is.
Okay.
So
I told you it was a phone.
It's this really old looking phone here. A cell
it's what
phone.
the millennials will call a dinosaur.
Yeah. So what would you say in 1983 the price of this item was?
$1,999.
Okay.
I'm going to guess 1,000.
Okay. Well, what do you got, Almond? Are you still in chat there? Give you a few seconds to respond. We've got 1,099 as the highest bid, with Mike saying 1,000. What do we think? Looks like it came with a little antenna.
That charger's at least $200.
Look at that manual. It's laminated for you and everything.
Imagine
laminating 1,500.
Look how yellowed those keys are. On
I know.
that one.
All right, so Almond answered
yellow.
Almond answered 1,500, which is the highest bid. All of you were way below. So the actual MSRP was $3,995 in 1983. So in today's dollars, fixing for inflation would be over $9,495 for that thing.
God damn.
I was only off by 1,500. I said 1,999.
Almond was still the winner in that round.
Yeah.
So she has 2 points, and Schloobs and me are stuck here with
no,
I won. Hands.
I won that one. I said 1,999.
She guessed 1,500.
I thought you said 9.
You were.
I thought you said 1,099.
No, I said 1,999.
Okay, so my bad. I heard you wrong.
Okay, so I'm the only one with a dick in my hand at the moment.
Okay. So we've got one round by Almond.
Don't take my points away from me, goddammit.
We got one round, one by Almond, and one is one by Schloobs. So this next one is the Epson HX20.
Epson HX20.
It is an old laptop.
Oh.
It is the very first laptop.
That's not a laptop. That's a calculator with a keyboard on it.
It is a laptop. So I'm going to show a picture here.
It does have a terminal emulator, so... Oh, this... Okay, so fucking on tape. Jesus
In
Christ.
1982, what was the price of this?
I'm locking my guess at 5,000.
Okay.
15 grand.
Okay. Almond, I'll give you a chance to answer here. Look at that case. That thing is...
I mean, that case is worth at least 10 grand.
I mean, what it's worth and what it retails for are two very different things.
Very true.
Probably worth about $5 in materials.
I mean, the 80s, this would have been like right after computers used to be the size of a fucking room, so...
That was in the 50s.
Well, 60s.
So Almond said 3K. All of you were over. So go ahead and make another...
Really?
Yes, you were over by quite a bit. So go ahead and do some additional guesses.
$1.
What do you got, Mike?
$700.
Okay. And Almond, throw one in there when you get a chance. Got $1, $700. And $500. Well, the actual retail price was $7.95, which gives Mike as the win.
Hey.
So that's one for everybody. One for everybody. All right. So next we've got the Ford Model T.
Hold on. It literally says vintage calculators.
I told you, it was a fucking calculator with a keyboard on it. That ain't no laptop.
In 1913, what was the price of the Ford Model T?
In 1913?
Yep, 1913.
I think an accurate guess would probably be like $5, but I'm not going to lock that in.
1,500.
Okay. Schloobs has got 1,500.
I'm going to say...
I think I'm over, but I think...
I'm going to say 3,000.
Okay.
Almond said 300.
Keep in mind, this is 1913. So what was yours, Schloobs? 1,500?
Yeah, 1,500.
Okay, so both you and Mike were over, so that gives Almond the win. It was $525 in 1913.
Wow.
So keep in mind, in today's dollars, that would be $12,550. So,
well, that's something.
Yeah, there's a pretty big money inflation difference between those.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I mean, $500 translates to, you said what, 15,000?
12,000.
12,000. Yeah, I mean, $500 turning into $12,000. It just goes to show you the American dollar is fucking idiotic.
So the very first game console, the Magnavox Odyssey, in 1972. How much did it cost? I'll give a picture of it here.
The Pong machine.
$700.
Okay. What do you got, Mike?
$900.
Okay.
Wait. You said 1972?
In 1972, yes.
No, I'm gonna re-guess $200.
Okay.
200. Yeah. What you
Yeah,
got,
give it-
Almond?
So keep in mind that they're trying to go for like the most people to buy this demographic.
Which they didn't really have a demographic at that time. It was.
I recall
first
this
of its
machine.
kind.
I recall this being ridiculously expensive, though. Even
It said 75.
So
Even by,
Almond won that match as well. It was $100.
Oh.
Really?
$100.
All right. Almond's got 3 points.
Yeah, that in today's dollars would be $566.
About what
So
a
that's-
PS5 costs.
Yeah, it's about comparable to what we would pay for a console these days. So, next.
I know there was like an old game console that came out that was like over
Console?
$1,000.
So the next
That would have been the Philips CDI, I believe.
is the Argus A camera, which I have a picture up of it here. I believe this is the Argus A. In 1936, how much did this cost? Remember, we are way earlier than the previous one, so keep in mind.
I don't even know what a camera costs now.
If you go for a really nice one that only pretentious hippies use to snap black and white pictures of flowers, it's like $45,000. Well,
did they have hippies back then?
that's a good question.
Hippies were in their
Hard to say.
infancy.
Jason, you got a really nice camera. What did it cost?
The body of the camera costs $800.
Okay.
And then lenses typically range from $100 to many thousands of dollars.
I'm gonna go with $200.
Okay. In 1936.
I'm gonna go with $20.
I'm gonna say 800. No. Drop that down to 50. 50
Okay.
bucks. 50 bucks.
Any guess there, Almond? Keep in mind it's 1936. This is during the World War II.
That's $800. You can either buy a Ford Model T or a camera.
Okay, all of you are
$25.
over. All of you are over. Go
It was
over
a
and guess.
dollar.
Go over and put out those other guesses. You got to get lower.
$5. $5.
Okay. What do you got,
$10.
Mike? Okay, Mike's at 10. Almond. Mike already did 10, right?
Yes.
Okay. $10.01. No. You guys are in the range so far.
What's your other guess, Almond? I guess 10.
We're doing the prices right, so we can't have duplicates. $7. So for this one, the Argus A camera cost $12.50.
I win.
So that puts Mike in the second place solid slot there, or spot. Okay, so for this one, what was the price? And we'll just go to everybody knows what this is. A McDonald's burger and fries in 1955. Burger and fries in 1955.
A burger and fries.
Yes.
Actually, I think I might be over. Fuck.
I'm going to say 15 cents.
Okay.
50 cents. 50 cents.
Okay. Almond. McDonald's burger and fries in 1955. Got Mike at 15 cents. We've got Schloobs at 50 cents. Not to be confused with the rap star of the early 2000s.
Evidently, he's still putting out records.
Yeah.
But he's focusing more on acting than he is on rap now.
Huh. Okay. So let's
see what McDonald's cost back then.
So back then it was 25 cents.
Oh.
25 cents. So in today's dollars, it's about $2.21. So today you can get McDonald's cheeseburger and fries, drink not included. It just says that here. But
For
anyway,
almost 10 times the cost.
for $2.29. So it's pretty comparable.
Huh, let's say.
Somewhat. But at the same time, I mean, the burgers back then were bigger. The fries were actually made with good oil with beef tallow in it. So it was actually tastier.
So what you're saying is back then you could also spend 15 cents to get diarrhea.
Right. All right. So this next one, I'll have to show you what it looks like. In 1965, how much was this Olivetti Programma 101, which is considered to be the first quote-unquote desktop PC?
It's a calculator.
Again, yes, that is a goddamn calculator.
How much in 1965?
$50.
Okay.
It's a calculator.
51 bucks.
You're at 51.
God damn it, Mike.
All right, so you were both really, really low. The actual price
Wait
of
a
this...
minute. Wait. Almond, what do you think it cost?
$1 million cajillion dollars. Almond may be AFK.
Uh-oh.
Speechless.
150 bucks. All right. So
I mean,
we got
that was
50,
an easy
51.
win after that was an easy win after you said you guys are way low. But go ahead.
But anyway, $3,200. $3,200
For that?
Yes.
For a calculator?
In
That's
1965.
how much a car costs.
In today's dollars, $24,049.
Good God, dude! A piece of crap like that for $24,000? No, thank you.
I wonder what one would be worth now.
Yeah, I mean, we could look it up and see what
eBay it. Yeah.
eBay it. Yeah. Where? Holy 60,000 euros.
euros.
Holy crap. Who would even collect that? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Why?
Some people like
I'm not seeing that.
collecting. Some people like collecting vintage computers.
That was the only one that I could find on there, too. 60,000 euros. Dang, man. That's crazy. All right.
Apparently, people are collecting them in Italy, mostly. But
so in
those Italians.
In 1929, how much was a Delta Airlines round trip ticket from Dallas, Texas, to Jackson, Mississippi?
You said in 1929?
Yes, 1929. Delta Airlines round trip ticket from Dallas, Texas to Jackson, Mississippi.
That's like a 2-day drive nowadays.
I don't think that'd be a 2-day drive.
I don't know, maybe. Let's
I mean, so
Dallas, Texas to Jackson, Mississippi.
And keep in mind, it's 1929, so the money doesn't go as far back then.
Dallas, Texas to Jackson, Mississippi is a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I said 2 days, and I figured, I guess I didn't consider that.
you could probably stretch it out to 2 days if you made a lot of stops.
Walking is 213 hours with average walking speed.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, that wouldn't work.
By bicycle, it's 38 hours. By train, it's 8 p.m. to 4:25 a.m.
There you go.
Hey, why not?
So what do you
I
think?
vastly overestimated the distance. Okay,
1929.
round trip ticket, 1929.
Allman's got 75.
I'm gonna put $20.
$35.
So we've got 75, 25, and 35, right?
Yes.
So $90.
Jesus Christ.
In today's dollars, that was $1,245. So Allman won that round as well.
Just fuck 1929.
I mean, what kind of plane were they flying on, though, in 1929?
Yeah, what were they seriously thinking? Like, well, instead of walking that great distance, you can fly like a bird. The Wright brothers were geniuses.
I mean, back then you could probably smoke and slap around the flight attendants. But
okay.
I mean, that's just the way things were.
Thanks for letting us know.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, he's probably not wrong. Hey, Toots, why don't you get me a Coca-Cola? Come here, let me smack that ass.
All right. So, 1939. How much was this RCA TRK-12 TV set with built-in mirror for some strange reason?
Well, wasn't it like the way you had to set those TV sets up? They had to have the tubes so that they were pointed vertically. That's why there's a mirror.
Don't know.
I'll take your word on it.
What year did you say?
1939, yes.
I'm going to guess
Almond put in 150.
I'm gonna say $300.
Okay. What you got there, Schloobs?
Tree fitty.
Tree fitty. So Schloobs has the closest. The price was $600.
Oh.
Which in today's
Okay.
dollars would be $10,218. So that's like big money. Big money back then.
There's no TV. This is a TV. You can watch TV shows while you smack your wife around.
Trying to think of what would have been on TV at that point in time. That
Price
you'd be
was
willing
$600, Almond.
that you'd be willing to fucking spend $10K on, basically.
So Almond, the price was $600 back then, which is around 10 grand in today's dollars.
That's something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine buying that and being like, this sucks? Like, fuck.
Well, at that time, it was kind of revolutionary, but I mean, I've got a 70-inch fucking flat screen in my living room that was $600.
Oh, yeah.
So, people in 1939 could suck my balls.
So this one might be a little.
What you're doing? Is that what you're doing with your time machine?
Or whatever.
Absolutely. I'm going back just to get my balls sucked in 1939.
Let's do a 1925, the old school style. Let's see if I can find the picture of it here, because apparently they never changed the name of this. I think this is it right here. Yep.
Is that a toilet?
Okay, this is a kind of a vintage looking one, but this is a Maytag Gyrofoam washer. I think this is it here
I would
too.
imagine gyrofoam, but I could be wrong.
There's a few vintage models here you can look at. This one's all painted up, but it's essentially the same thing.
Fancy.
Yeah. So what do you think in 1925? Excuse me. How much was this gyrofoam washer?
$75.
You said 1925?
Yes.
$25.
Okay.
Schloob's already said 75.
Yeah.
Unless you mean 75 billion, which
Scrooge McDuck would no longer be the most
it's 1920s.
Duck in Duckburg.
It's 1920s money. Who fucking knows?
All right. Well,
yeah, I'm gonna lock it in at 25. Almond, what was your second guess there?
give probably a couple $50. Okay. So that puts Schloobs as the winner. It was $145, which in today's dollars was $1,961.
Jesus fuck.
I've got a washer and dryer set from Samsung that was like $1,000.
Right?
Yeah. For only $175, you can own this nice washing machine, so your wife can do all the washing, and then you can smack her around a little bit. That's just going to be an ongoing joke. This is the 20s. You can smack your wife around.
I mean, literally had a TV show where domestic violence was threatened. He was gonna smack his wife to the moon.
Honeymooners, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's Jackie Gleason. He probably actually did smack his wife around.
She probably went to
Okay.
the moon too.
So this next item, 1915. Keep in mind, this is turn of the century. So keep your money expectations
low.
Turn of the century. This is a White Cross electric hair dryer here. In the picture here.
Looks like
Ignore these
looks
other
like
ones.
a leaf blower.
It's like it's gonna cause a fucking fire.
Right.
Yeah. I'm wondering how many fires it actually did cost in that time period.
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got lamp cord for like an old lamp cord.
I'm gonna say $5.
Okay. We got $5. Schloobs, what do you got?
$5.
20.
$20 for Schloobs. What do you got, Almond?
For a 1913 hair dryer.
1915.
Well, 13, 15, it doesn't matter. You can still smack your wife around.
That was probably when they're transitioning from open fist to closed fist, or vice versa. But,
Right.
From open-handed slaps to full-on karate kicks.
Got $5. We got $20. We need one more guess. Let's see here. They have any other
what the
crazy
fuck is
looking ones?
that?
You see this one? Look at this thing.
What? What?
Very nice.
Oh,
That looks like the future right there.
that is the future. Everything is chrome in the future.
All right, so Almond must be AFK. We are going to give the price here. So the price is, in 1915, $10. So in today's dollars, that would be $234 for that thing.
I said $5. I was closest.
Yes.
Dude, I'd be overpaying for shit in the fucking past.
Yeah, you would.
How much is that worth? Oh, I'll give you fucking $10. Dude's like, fucking guy's gonna make me rich.
All right, so
I just thought of something. If we were to time travel using today's currency, or even like some older looking dollar bills, and tried to pay with them, do you think they would actually spend because they got the faces of presidents on them?
no.
I mean, I feel like
or if you tried to pay with it, would they just smack your wife around?
most likely that. But
that's not a real dollar. Come here, let me smack your wife around.
That was the last one that I had. So yeah, we'll go ahead and open it up for some final thoughts. What do you got, Mike?
Wash those balls as usual. Be sure they're nice and washed.
Yeah. What do you got, Schloobs? Do you think we had a good episode today?
I feel like if I say anything, Mike's just gonna add $1 to it and and beat me.
Smack a wife around. And smack the wife around too.
That's funny.
No. Yeah, I think it was a good stream. Would have been cool if we had Pete Davidson show up, but
yeah, it's kind of hard to get him to show up, but we'll get him one of these days. Maybe if we ask the partners, they'll. The partners probably know him.
I do have to point out that
if we could get Pete
Davidson,
is there any
doing something right, because he's landed Kate Beckinsale, Ariana Grande, and Kim Kardashian. I mean, come on.
I guess is there any new Pete Davidson news? I haven't really seen anything recently.
I mean, he's no longer on SNL.
Kim Kardashian.
Well, I know that.
He left SNL like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then
there were a bunch of other people left SNL recently too.
I think one of the last streams we announced the separation from Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. I do believe we did.
All right. Well, yeah. I don't know of any new news or whatever, but anyway, I'm going to switch to the audience real quick here. If this is content that you like, please hit the like and subscribe button. Follow us on Twitch. And as always, thanks for watching. We will catch you on the next one.
Yeah, the next one indeed.
Whoosh.